Hi everyone, we are back in my lovely kitchen space for some yoga for runners today. I have just been on a run this morning, park run for those who are in the UK, and so I'm really in need of this stretch as well, so I'm doing this along with you today. There might be a few aches and pains going on, but we'll work through them. It's mostly going to be lower body focused with a little bit of arms in there as well. You can use blocks if you would like to. I'm going to do it without blocks today. So you might have just been on a run like me. We're going to get straight into it as we are likely to be quite warmed up already from our run. So let's get going. We're going to start in a child's pose today. So taking the toes together, knees out wide, walk the hands all the way down in front of you, forehead and chest down towards the mat. Softening the belly, maybe take a little bit of a sway here from side to side, maybe everything's starting to kind of feel a bit achy, especially if you've been on a run before this video. Take a big breath in here, in through the nose, and sigh it out. One more, inhale. And let it go. From here, we're going to walk the hands back towards the knees. Bring the knees back in line with the hips. We're going to sit on our heels, so tucking the toes under, coming to broken toe pose, which is for me, I feel like the most cringe kind of visual. It's quite a graphic name for a pose. I'm not sure if I like it, but you know, it does what it says on the tin. You want to try and get all your toes down on the floor, including the little toes here as well, stretching out through those feet. Our feet do a lot when we run, obviously. They're keeping us balanced constantly. They're taking a little bit of a pounding on the pavement as well. And yeah, we just need to give them a little bit of love here. So if this feels quite intense, you can always take the hands down onto the floor. Otherwise, walking the hands all the way back up onto the thighs here, sitting up nice and tall. It might feel quite intense, so just breathing into it, focusing in on the breath. Remember, you can pop those hands down at any time if you need to. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. In and out through the nose. And then dive the hands forward, coming into a tabletop position. Untuck the toes, take a little bit of a tap out through the tops of the feet here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, gaze up. It's always good to just warm up our spine here with a couple of cat-cows, dropping the chin to the chest, and then inhale again, opening the chest forward, press the floor away. Exhale, rounding the spine. 2 more like that. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, press the floor away. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Come back into a tabletop position. Tuck the toes under again. This time we're going to come all the way up into a downward facing dog. Oh, this might be feeling a bit. You might be feeling this a bit in the backs of the legs here, the ankles, the calf muscles. I'm definitely feeling it. Take a little bit of a pedal out through the feet. Any movement here that feels good. So you might want to wrap one foot back behind the other, really pressing the heels down. And then switch it over. Keep that breath going as we start to move. We're going to sweep the right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. From here, step that foot in between the hands and drop the back knee down. So usually in our lunge, we kind of land with the ankle underneath the knee. This time we're going to slightly walk the ankle or the foot back so that when we lean forwards, our knee is coming straight forwards and slightly over the ankle. This is going to stretch into the ankle, that little bit where the calf muscle meets the ankle as well. That's often where we find a little bit of tension and need to stretch into. So I know sometimes it's said that you shouldn't put your knee over your ankle, but actually it's a really controlled position that we're in. You can always have blocks under the hands here if you want even more kind of stability in this position. Just making sure that the knee is tracking straight over the toes, and it should be fine. So sinking the hips forwards, maybe drawing the knee even further forwards to feel that stretch in the back of the leg, in the back of the ankle and the calf muscle. We got 3 more breaths here. One more breath. And then lengthening through that leg, coming through our half splits, and you can stay here if you want to, or come all the way down to sit onto that back heel. Again, you can pop a block underneath the right thigh here if you want to. Otherwise, walking the hands forwards, dropping the head, the chin and the chest down towards that leg. We're going to hold these poses for a little bit longer. Again, because maybe we've been on a run and we're quite warmed up already. Really using that breath. See if you can use the exhale to soften a little bit more each time. And we're focusing on lengthening through the back of that leg. So if you can, feel like you're sending the sit bones back behind you, really lengthening through that hamstring. One more breath. And then gaze forward, we're going to roll through that front foot, coming back into a lunge. This time we're going to walk the foot slightly forward so that when we lean into that lunge, our knee is over our ankle this time. And then you can either keep the hands down on the floor or interlace the hands on top of that thigh and sinking forwards. One more breath here. You really want to focus on the breath. It's really going to help us just find that mind-muscle connection and really get as much tension out as we can. From here, we're going to bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. Walk the foot out to the side slightly, right hand to the right thigh, and press that knee away. Kind of in our lizard pose, we're opening that right knee out to the side. You can even roll onto the outside edge of that front foot if that feels good. Sinking the hips forwards. Now, option, we are going to come into a quad stretch in a bit. If you want to here, you can bend into that back leg and grab a hold of the foot, the back foot as well, with the right hand. So we're finding a little bit of a quad stretch already here in this lizard pose. Just one more breath. And then bring both hands down. Step it back into tabletop position. Tuck the toes under and come all the way up and back into a downward facing dog. Again, pressing the heels down towards the floor. Maybe one leg feels a little bit different. Maybe it feels a little bit looser already. We're going to sweep the left leg up to the sky and step the left foot in between the hands. Drop that back knee down. So again, walking that left foot back slightly so that when we lean into this lunge, our knee is slightly coming forwards over the toes. So again, you can use blocks here. I'm up on my fingertips for a little bit more height, a little bit more space. Oh, that's me. Sinking the hips forwards. Holding it here for 3 more breaths. And then send the hips back. Maybe pausing in that half split, so we're up on the fingertips, or coming all the way down to sit onto that back heel. So completely up to you how you want to go about it. Wherever you are, maybe walking the hands forward, folding into it a little bit further. Keep that breath going. We're going to hold it here for 3 more rounds of breath. And then gaze forwards. We're going to roll through that front foot. Walk the foot forward slightly so that when you lean into that lunge, our knee is staying over the ankle this time. And again, you can have the hands down onto blocks or floor, or interlace the hands on top of that thigh and sink the hips forwards. One more breath here. And then both hands come down to the inside edge of that left foot. Walk the left foot out to the side. Left hand comes to the left leg and gently press that knee away from the body. Maybe you're rolling onto the outside edge of that front foot this time. And again, there's that option to bend into the back leg and grab a hold of the foot with the left hand. Keep pressing the floor away with the right. And then bring both hands down. We're going to step back into tabletop. This time come all the way down onto the floor. Make a pillow with the hands. Just give yourself a moment here. Take the hips from side to side. And then take the elbows underneath the shoulders. We're going to take the left hand across in a kind of diagonal. Bend into the right leg. Right hand comes back and grabs a hold of that ankle or the foot. If you want to, you can use a yoga strap, kind of wrap it around the ankle and hold on to it instead. But otherwise, we're pressing that heel down in towards the bum. If you need to deepen the stretch, squeeze the glutes and try and press the hips down into the floor. Breathing into that quad stretch. Release that foot. Take the right hand forwards. We're going to thread the left arm underneath the right and rest down into thread the needle on our front. Trying to draw that right armpit down towards the mat. And then come all the way back into a Sphinx pose. So other side, right hand comes across in a diagonal, bend the left knee in, or the left foot in, left hand comes back and grabs a hold of that foot. Draw the heel down towards the glutes, press the hips down in towards the mat. We've got 3 more breaths here. And then release that leg. Left hand forwards, right arm threads underneath this time. Drawing the left armpit down towards the mat, relax the head and the neck down. And then walk the hands back. Hands underneath the shoulders, press all the way back into one last child's pose here. Forehead and chest down towards the mat. Take a big breath in through the nose and let it go. Breathing in through the nose and let it go. On an inhale, roll up. We're going to swing the legs to one side, come down to sit onto your bum. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out wide into Baddha Konasana. So just take a little massage out through the feet here. Maybe your feet are really feeling it today, or you want to go up into the ankles and the calf muscles. That like kind of lower leg bit is really where I feel it after my run. So just giving that area like a nice little bit of love. And then keep a hold of the ankle or the feet. We're gonna lengthen the spine and fold forward. You might want to use those elbows to gently guide the knees out and down towards the mat. Inhale, come all the way back up. Take the feet wide, and we're going to drop one knee into the center, one knee out, and then switch it over. Just to get into the outside of those hips. Windshield wipering the legs from side to side. And then once you've evened up on the side that you didn't start with, come all the way back, kind of bend into the knees, hugging the knees in, forehead and chest down towards the floor, breathing in towards the back. We're going to end here with this little hug in, thanking ourselves for moving our body today, for doing a little bit of yoga and taking some time for yourself. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I will see you next time on the mat.